I got something about the smoke detector, just so you
Let's
know.
do
So
it. What you got? What you got, Allie? What you got? Go
Oh
in.
my gosh.
Go in.
Okay. Well, it's not going in, right? It's just so I grew up in a single mother home.
Okay.
And our smoke detector was always going off. And I didn't know like it was I didn't know that they could be quiet. I had no idea that it was just
Wow. Wow.
Oh my
well,
goodness.
So you
And
did
then-
not know that smoke detectors could be silent. So you just grew up thinking that smoke detectors just chirped all the time. Wow.
I was just like, this thing doesn't shut up. I'm like, I guess it must be important. It's hardwired. But single mother homes.
Kevin did an interview on Instagram Live with a mother of two. I'm not going to tell you anything else. I'm just going to play the video.
I think your money matters to men.
Uh-oh.
I think it has a role to play because they want to make sure that they're not just going to be like left with all the baggage or having to like worry about, like everything.
Okay.
And
So, Allie, what are your thoughts on that? She says, listen, I want to have my own money, so the man doesn't have to shoulder the burden. Do you think that's an excuse or is that legit? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's legitimate. I don't actually know this woman to understand her decision-making skills, but when I talk to my girlfriends who do have children that are single mothers, I let them know why men are so hesitant to walk into that because they have to assume financial responsibility. So I tell them that there are, in some ways, they can hedge their bets to get into a better relationship if they let them know, I want you romantically. If you want to do something way down the road with my children financially, that's fine. But for now, I can provide for them, and that's what my intent is. My intent is not to make you pay for another man's child. So I think that's fair, but then it's also it's a fine balance here because how much time is she spending at work? What can she really
Right.
dedicate to a relationship?
Right.
But that's why if you're a single mom, stop trying to pursue nines, tens who are childless men. That's probably not smart. Date within your league. The league is good. The league is good.
Yeah, these bitches ain't trying to hear that. They're trying to get the boss ass nigga. That's what listen, that's what they're trying to do.
yeah, and I don't
Tyrone.
really. Let's hear your next question.
Well, do you have any kids?
I do. I have two children. I have two girls.
How many years apart are they?
A year and 3 months.
All by this different fathers or the same father?
Same father.
Okay.
How long were you and the dad together?
It's pretty interesting because
It's not that interesting.
I know.
It's never that interesting, is it? Why did you say that, Dev?
It's just the way she's like, she's going to make a short story very long, I can already tell.
Well, let's see.
I kind of started messing around with him when I was really young at 14.
Ah.
And then I had my first daughter at 17 and then my second daughter at 19.
And she
And-
can't
Did you-
change a battery.
And she can't change a battery. Yes.
And we were
Okay.
so we weren't really in an official relationship. Just to be like really honest, we were more so like messing around.
So, Allie, she's using the young and dumb excuse. What are your thoughts on women who say, listen, the reason I got two of this nigga's kids is because I was young and dumb?
I think that's honestly legitimate. So women grow up super naive, and it's not like she had a well-rounded two-parent household. Somebody somewhere made a mistake to where she was having unprotected sex at 14, probably
Okay.
maybe even 15. It depends on where you live.
Well, listen,
so yeah, in her mind, you have to put yourself in like a 15-year-old girl's mind where it's like, I love him, I want to have his babies.
But guess
You
what?
don't- go ahead.
15-year-old girls know what happens when you have unprotected sex. You have babies. Like you have children. So listen, man,
Yeah.
when girls say I was young and dumb, like to me, that's bullshit. Like they can miss me with that. I'm going to tell you what. 14 and 15-year-old girls, they know the game better than most 24 and 25-year-old guys. As soon as women figure out that men want to fuck them, all of a sudden now they start being able to wield their power. Now, Dev, I saw you shake your head. Do you agree or disagree?
Man, like, my niece, I know girls that are like 13, and the second a boy even acknowledges them,
I know.
Next thing you know, they're like, we're in a relationship. We're going out. So for her to say that she's not only been sleeping with this guy for 5 years, but has two kids by him, but was never in a relationship with him, I think that's just dodging any type of responsibility.
And that's exactly what that was exactly my point. Women who like to say, "Oh, I was young and dumb." Listen, okay, you were young. But you were like you knew what laying with this nigga without a condom would do. You knew that you would have kids. There are 14 and 15-year-old girls who run circles around grown men just dangling the carrot of sexual favors. We hear about this stuff all the time, and younger girls like dating older guys, and they still play these chicks.
Tell you what, tell you a story. Not a long one.
Nice.
Nope.
No, go ahead.
No, okay. So my mom met my dad when she was 13. He
Okay.
was 18.
Okay.
No, sorry. He was 3 years older than her, so 16.
Okay.
They got married when she was 16 because
Yeah, my mom was married
my
at
mom
16
was
as well.
Yeah, my mom was one of 7 kids. They were getting the kids out of the door as fast as they could. So
Sure.
she had to have her parent there, but she got married at 16. She had my sister at 17, had me when she was 21.
Okay.
So there is a way to be young and have relationships
Mm-hmm.
and start families and still take responsibility for it and not be like, oh, well, it's a long story. He just, I didn't know what I was doing. She knew what she was doing.
Go ahead, Allie.
So I think in hindsight, absolutely, she knows that this was a stupid idea. But no, I don't think these young girls are getting sat down. And it's like, if you have unprotected sex, it can result in a pregnancy. And just so you know, you're going to have a very hard time finding a man who's going to lock that down for you. It's like bad planning. All they're thinking about is reproduction with this guy because he's their one-nightus going on right now. But there is a way to take responsibility for it later. I just met somebody the other day. I started doing CrossFit. It's this married couple.
Okay.
They were both super in shape, and the wife, I met her, very respectable, go-getter, super fit, have no idea how old she is except for this one gray streak. But I was talking to her husband, and then I asked, do you guys have children? He tells me that she has a child from another marriage, but they're both very attractive, very successful people. So it occurred to me that this woman obviously took responsibility, took accountability, and was able to outcompete single childless women.
There you go.
Because she got a catch. It's possible, but you have to do the work. You can't just be sitting here calling Kevin like, what's wrong with my life? And plus the second kid. The first kid, I'll give most women a pass on the first kid. High value man don't need to. I was just
That's
coming
right.
from a place of empathy. First kid, I understand. Now the second kid, like, come on, girl.
That's on
like,
you.
That don't make no sense.
That's on
Yeah.
you. That's on you. Yeah. I'm gonna remain steadfast on this. Listen. I was young and dumb is no excuse. You don't have to sit down 14 and 15-year-old girls to. You don't have to tell them, hey, if you have unprotected sex, you could get pregnant. Girls as young as 12, 13 years old, they know where babies come from and they know how babies get there. So, listen, she can say she was young and dumb. She can say I was young and irresponsible. There's a very big difference between being
that's
irresponsible.
good.
Yeah. And listen, and saying you were irresponsible is just taking accountability. But if you say that you were young and dumb, you're implying that you didn't know having unprotected sex would result in a pregnancy. That's bullshit. Of course you knew that. Just like when A-Rod got popped for steroids. When you're young and stupid, you're young and stupid. No, A-Rod, you knew at 25 years old that jabbing yourself in the ass with a needle would make you stronger. I don't want to hear that you were young and dumb. And guess what? Nobody cut him a break, so I'm not cutting this girl a break. Let's continue.
And then, like,
Wait.
Uh-oh.
How can you not be in an official relationship and got whole babies?
so this is how it started off. It started off like just like
Here's
us,
the reason.
like messing around, and then like I had very low self-esteem at that time.
Here we
and
go.
Things like that.
Here
And
we
so I
go.
kind of like let him control me.
Here we go.
And
Here we go. It's always a man's fault. I let him control me. Jesus.
yeah, then I ended up with 2 girls, and I was like trying to do like, I really tried to do the whole family thing with him and like work with him, but I just realized that it was better off just me,
That goddamn
being on
smoke
my own with
detector.
my 2 girls.
Okay.
Because
Go ahead, Allie. You got something?
Well, I want to say, again, hindsight is 2020.
Of course.
I didn't know walking into this that she was going to end up playing the ultimate victim card. I let him control me. I tried to do the family thing. No,
Right,
you didn't.
right.
Because if you were trying to do the family thing, would have been married first. She's capped. I rescind my empathy. I'm taking it back. This lady's an idiot.
Okay,
I
very
remembered,
good.
I remembered, Donovan, you're right. But some of these topics were like vulnerable for women.
Sure.
I remembered being 15, wanting to have sex, and I knew that my mom probably that just wasn't gonna happen. But I didn't want to get pregnant because my mom was a teen mother, although she was married.
Mm-hmm.
So I devised a plan in my head that I was going to tell my primary care that I was having really bad cramps, and that's how I got on birth control, and that's how I didn't get pregnant young. Now,
you
I
go.
still wish that I saved myself for marriage, but you're right. These women do know.
Dev, you smiled.
I wish I'd thought of that reason for going on birth control. I just told my mom.
You had to
straight
be
up.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said to be honest. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be a hoe mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got a
that's what it was.
boyfriend. I think it's time.
Yep. Yep.
Like it didn't serve me or my daughters to be in a relationship.
Did you go to college?
Yes, I was in I did a couple years of college.
So, how tall are you?
Uh-oh.
I'm about like 5'5", 5'6".
Dress
Yes,
size.
Excuse me?
Dress size.
Bitch, you heard what he said?
My dress size. Oh, I'm about a medium.
What number would that be?
Now you can see it, Allie.
Dress size? What do you mean?
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
like about like a size 8.
Okay. First of all, you're definitely a single woman because
Yes.
you got the single woman tell. That damn smoke detector.
Mm-hmm.
How do you live with that?
How do you sleep?
Listen,
the
listen.
way that I've been living with just being a single woman is
No,
like,
no, no.
Did you hear what? So Kevin asked her, how do you live with that damn smoke detector? And she wants to talk about, she did not even hear the question. Now, I'm going to go ahead and warn you two. I guess I should have said this earlier. This particular female, Allie, she not too bright. You are going to see.
You don't say.
Yeah, she not too bright. And so what you are going to find out here very quickly, she does not have a lot of intelligence. So, listen, she said she was young and dumb. I think she's definitely dumb. I'm still not gonna rescind. My guess is that you're probably not gonna rescind your recension of the empathy. But just to let you know, the young and dumb argument might actually have a little bit of validity just given how this woman tends to respond to this stuff. I just wanted to warn you up front. So let's continue.
No. Specifically, the smoke detector that keeps chirping. How
Oh.
do you live with that?
can you just elaborate more on like what do you mean by the smoke?
It keeps going beep.
Like red
You-
flags?
That smoke detector
Oh,
that's beeping in the
my
background.
My God.
Really, nigga?
There's a smoke detector.
Is that what that is?
It beeps every 30 seconds.
Listen,
It goes beep.
now watch.
I don't hear anything beeping.
See
Did
that?
you just hear it again? Because I don't hear anything.
Unbelievable.
Wait for it.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
I got something about the smoke detector, just so you
Let's
know.
do
so
it.
let me
What you
know.
got? What you got, Allie? What you got? Go in.
Oh my gosh.
Go
Okay. Well, it's not going in, right? It's just so I grew up in a single mother home.
Okay.
And our smoke detector was always going off. And I didn't know like I didn't know that they could be quiet. I had no idea that it was just chirping.
Wow.
Oh my
Well, you know,
So you
And
did
then-
not know that smoke detectors could be silent. So you just grew up thinking that smoke detectors just chirped all the time. Wow.
I was just like, this thing doesn't shut up. I'm like, I guess it must be important. It's hardwired. But, single mother homes. But then Kevin went on to say, he said a couple times, do you have a man in the house? Well, I remember having my ex-husband, not a bad guy, just, wasn't the one.
Sure.
And yeah, we had some smoke alarms chirping there too. So I've
Oh.
learned a lot. And now I got a man who changes some dang batteries. So
Ooh.
good.
There you go. There you go. Wow. Okay.
And we go as far as just ripping that thing out
Oh,
of the
dude.
wall.
Oh, yeah. And see, ours are hardwired too, and I'm just not having it. I'm not having
If it goes off too, like if it's too sensitive, you'll just.
I'll just rip that motherfucker out and then plug it back in. Allstrike, $10 says the only reason to want a wife with money is to reduce the risk of financial loss during divorce. This is a losing strategy because divorce with her is far more likely. Men don't want divorce, period. Yeah, exactly.
Told you guys they don't hear it after a while.
Listen, she does not hear it. There it was.
There it was.
The beep. Oh,
Yes.
there it is. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I have to replace my fire smoke detector.
Oh my God.
No.
Batteries.
You
Yeah,
don't
maybe that's what it
say.
is. Okay, so I
my
just
God.
noticed it, and maybe I've become a
You
mute.
you didn't notice it.
I didn't.
And it's the
Love
first.
some chocolate black women. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the
It's
juice.
one of the first things men notice about you ladies because
Unbelievable.
a man would not sit there with that thing beeping like that. Every 15 seconds, it beeps.
Okay, noted.
And you've got, and my point is, guys, the things that we notice, they don't notice. They get comfortable.
There it is.
It just beeped again.
There it is.
And
She's
she
still
didn't even
can't hear.
notice it. She didn't even know what I'm talking about. She's like, what are you talking about?
Unbelievable.
Right, I
She-
thought you were like trying to, like say something,
No, I'm
Oh.
saying it's a single woman tell.
I'll tell you what, though. Listen, the bitch can't change their smoke detector, but the nails are on point. You see, her nail game is on point.
Yeah.
That's probably why she can't change the battery because they too long.
Hey, you're probably right.
It's the single woman tell that you know a woman is single or got a husband if she got that thing going on. So my ultimate point is,
Oh wow.
okay, yeah.
Uh-huh. Look, she is just now finding that out. She just now is finding that out. Holy shit. Yeah, mind blown.
See, and those kind of things keep women single.
Mm.
So
And I
when
gotta be more alert.
well, and I'm just being honest. A woman with 2 kids, and you say that you and your child's father really weren't that serious, but you got 2 whole human beings.
Yeah. Well, I was more serious with him, but then again, I kind of just allowed him to
Here it is. Hold.
disrespect me
Here we
and
go. Here we go.
I can't go that path.
Nope,
You
he ain't
sitting
doing
with a
it.
smoke detector
He ain't-
beeping off. So I don't know what the hell you did either. Y'all ladies.
Listen, I don't want to listen. Not even to
Yeah.
play the victim or nothing.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But thing is, in all seriousness, because ladies,
He got her
tend
with that
to-
one.
because I don't know his side.
Right.
And there's 3 sides to everything. But what we do know, you're 27 with 2 kids, and your youngest is how old?
My youngest is 8 years old.
All right.
Her youngest is 8 years
At
old.
least he's not in diapers or probably haven't been changed in 6 months.
So, Allie, this woman is 27. She has 2 kids. The youngest is 8. So it's going to be at least 10 years, before he is up out of the house. I mean, how do you like this girl? How do you like her chances?
I don't think she has a lot of chances. I feel bad being the bearer of bad news when I try to tell women like that this is it until
Yep.
they're 18. That's it.
Right.
I try to tell them, the silver lining is your girlfriends are probably still going to be raising kids that he won't be. But there's so much going on because it would be different if her 8-year-old was a model citizen. But typically, like these kids that grow up in single mother homes are extremely disrespectful.
Yep.
And it's just because it's too much for one person to take on, especially an emotional woman. I mean, some women are so frazzled from single motherhood that they keep feeding their kids every time they ask for a snack. All of a sudden they have an obese child.
Uh-oh.
It's just overwhelming. Like you're not meant to do it alone. So just stop. Go to CVS. Like birth control is $20. One time I had to pay cash, $20. Easy.
That's it. $20. She couldn't be bothered. But well, remember, she was young and dumb, so apparently she didn't realize that there was birth control on the market. So I'll
I
give her the
highly
benefit.
doubt that both of those children are from that same guy.
I don't think they are either.
Ooh.
I think she's capping there. I was actually thinking that a few minutes ago. I think the reason why she is saying that both of the kids are from the same father is so that she is to save face. But I think this is the typical baby mama who has multiple kids by multiple men.
Either that or she doesn't know. So she's, I already have one by him. Let me pin it on him.
Yeah, why not?
That damn smoke detector. And the thing is, realistically, most men who are marriage minded would put you in a rental category.
Oh,
Mm.
You know why?
I would like to know why, actually.
Because of those 2 kids.
Gotcha.
Those 2 kids.
that's it.
Do you want to have any more children?
It's something that is kind of just on the back end. Like if I
Yeah, translation. She didn't want to have 2 kids. She didn't want to have any more kids. She already had her kids. She ain't trying to have no more kids.
Yeah, man. Who wants to start over? What's there past a certain age? Nobody wants to start over.
It's a wrap. Allie, what you got?
Well, the thing is, too, women are out here coming on the internet. It's very obvious that they're not enjoying motherhood, and they think that their kids aren't going to come across as content one day. Like your children can feel when you resent them.
Wow.
It's kind of I got some personal trauma I'm going through right now.
This is why we like Allie, man. Allie keeps it 100. If you can think of it, then if you can think of it, if you're good with talking about it, that's fine. If not, we can move past it. Michael Furberger with the $3 Canadian says even Helen Keller can hear that smoke detector. I don't know how, dude. If I hear that smoke detector two times, I'm on a ladder, I'm changing the battery, I'm cutting wires. I can't, dude, I will burn up at night. I don't care.
Man, we got a fan in our room that makes a funny vibration. We just trash it.
Dude,
We're like-
dude, to hell with it. I want my life to be quiet. Because, dude, I talk all day. The last thing I want is just more fucking noise.
yeah.
If I was to get married and
In other words, the
Significant.
short answer.
no,
I'm
Sirius on the Sharp Stream side says, what's the point of having kids if they can't be slave labor, right?
gonna come up with a word because one of my friends called it.
Listen, that's how black mothers think. That's how black mothers think. I know my mom thought that
Man.
way.
Oh yeah. The thing for me was my mom would tell me, "Can you put this in the sink?" And she'd be 5 feet from the sink. I'm like,
Right.
this is a power play.
Right.
This is a
Right. And when I got my license at 16 years old, dude, I was running more errands for my mom than myself. It's crazy. Jesus Christ. But, I mean, listen, that's not a big deal. Because I was happy
I mean, we
to.
cool
'cause I
with
got
him
to-
now. It's all
Yeah,
good.
well, I mean, I'm cool-ish with my mom. But,
Man, any
you know.
excuse to get out of the house was a good one for me.
Listen,
so.
well, not only that, it's just when you learn to drive, like in hindsight, yeah, I was happy to yeah, Mom, is there anything you need from the grocery store? Because I just wanted an excuse to drive. Hey,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Bee babble. I don't want to call it that, but it's woman babble. The answer is no. I don't want to have another kid.
There it
I already
is.
got two
See that?
kids, and that's
See?
enough.
that's
So
right.
See, women can rarely tell me this, Allie, and you can. I'd like to get your answer on this too, Dev. Why is it that women can never just answer a yes or no question, yes or no? Do you want to have any more children? Well, it depends on just yes or no. Why couldn't she just answer yes or no?
A lot of women are trying to preserve self-esteem or concoct a story so that you judge them less. Men tend to be very straightforward when you ask them questions. I was talking to my fiance about this the other day because I talk to women from coaching, but also with friendships. And sometimes I'll ask them the important questions like, why did you make that decision when you understood the consequence from a previous interaction? And then they just like go off into a story, and it's almost like they didn't hear the question I asked them. It's like the closer the question is to the truth, the less likely they want to just give you the answer.
Right.
And I'm sitting here like, I know I asked this heifer a legitimate question, but my fiance says the same thing. Apparently, he asked me questions, and I just go left. So
Wow, dude, Allie is a savage. This bitch just said, I just asked this heifer a question. I love how Allie, she's very sweet and submissive and demure.
And then stabs
On The
you right in
Bachelor-
the neck.
Hell yeah, she said, oh yeah, she's a hoe for show. She's a hoe for show. You don't even see it coming.
So
Allie the Assassin.
A
That's going to
man
be her
meeting
nickname. Dev, I forgot to get your answer. Why can't women just be straight up? Because I agree with Allie. I think it's a safe face.
Well, most women have no conviction for one. Like
Yeah.
they just they can so easily be swayed if they by the right guy
Sure.
that they're going to want to keep all their doors open and all their options open. And also, like, she doesn't want to be disqualified by anybody. So if she meets the right guy who says he wants kids, all of a sudden she's going to want more kids.
There you go.
So it really all depends on the man and what she feels is worth giving up whatever she wants for him.
If that nigga wants kids, that nigga getting kids. That's what she should have said.
doesn't even get a kid.
Oops.
All he does is he becomes a stepfather. Is there?
Well, I'm willing to.
Hold
like,
on, hold on. Before you say that, I need
The
you
blacker the berry,
take
the
your
sweeter the
not
juice.
with you and your children. Okay, this is a question in general. Okay,
okay.
Uh-oh.
is there any honor in being a stepfather these days?
To be honest, it all depends on the
Oh
the
my
individual's core values.
Unbelievable.
I get so sick of you
Corvette.
ladies doing
Uh-oh.
this stuff.
That's it.
Everything is always, it depends, and it's individual. It's not always individual. I asked you a general question. A general question. And when you guys, ladies don't want to say,
Watch her eyes as Kevin is talking. It looks like, and look at her eyes, Allie. Look at her eyes, Dev. It looks like she's trying to devise an answer that will appease Kevin in the crowd. Watch.
no,
Okay, yes, if they're a good individual, like a good role
She's
model.
still
person,
qualified it
right?
again.
Or-
Unbelievable.
oh my God.
but then again,
For the men out
What the
here
French toast?
working around, what do men see that happens to men who marry women with children? Do men see men who are currently stepfathers being honored, being praised, being spoken of highly, being given adoration, massive respect by the women, the community, the
Yes.
society?
No.
That my brother's a perfect
The
example.
Oh,
world.
here we go. Here we
Okay,
go.
where do you see this? Because the men don't see this.
What are your thoughts, Allie? Is there any honor in being a stepdad? Yes or no?
Most likely no. So I have personal experience with this.
Okay.
I grew up with a stepfather. I'm fairly certain that my family is never going to make it to this corner of the internet. So whatever. So
I love this.
my mom ended up meeting my stepfather. I think I was 11. Things got really serious around the time I was 13. So and my mom was always trying to like push father figures on me. To the point where I was like, "Come on, like just leave me alone." I eventually got to a point where I was like, "I am my own father. Like, forget
There
it."
you go. That's a
But
spirit.
with my stepfather, I feel a little bit bad when Kevin talks because he didn't get a good deal. Granted, though, he chose that deal. He
There
chose
you
my
go. You're
mom,
right.
who
You're right.
had, she was a single mother. Like he kind of had to have some awareness about him. But I had a falling out with him, and I don't talk to him anymore,
Oh,
just
wow.
because. Yeah. So the thing is that he invested all that time, money, effort, resources, energy, raising me, providing for me and my mother,
Mm-hmm.
and then he doesn't even get a daughter out of it at the end of the day. And
Right.
I'm not trying to be cruel. Like the reasons why I had a falling out were fair, but for a long time I was kind of engaged in this relationship that made me. It was lukewarm. It was like a
Okay.
lukewarm dad. I'm like, this just isn't it. But it hit me one day. I was like, I'm not biologically related to this man. I don't have to have a relationship with him. And then
Right.
that's how I walked away. Right.
Okay.
So yeah, Kevin's right. Like it is a short end of the deal sometimes.
It's a
It's really
thankless.
risky to be a stepfather.
It is. It's a thankless job in most cases. Dev, you were raised by a stepfather. Talk about your experience with your stepdad while I step out and go take a pee.
Yeah, sure. So my stepdad met my mom when I was like 2, and this year they'll be celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary. So really, he's my dad. I really make no discrimination between stepfather father. Luckily, my like I feel like excuse me, merch. My parents were the exception to the rule because my mom was so young when they met. She was like 23. So they still had the opportunity to create their own family together rather than kind of piecemeal a family based on what he's like her leftovers is basically what I'm trying to say. So I think it can work, but also like Allie, like what you were saying, there is no guarantees that whether you like your own children are going to stick around or like not become like distant from you as you grow older too. So there are equal like examples, I guess, of that. There are no guarantees for stepdads, right?
Right. I think it just came down to he broke my trust way too hard, and that's where I was like, forget it. Like
Yeah.
fathers don't do that. Goodbye. But I do see
I
some
actually
successful stepfathers.
I can relate to that very much, but it's funny how, because they had more children, which are my half brothers, like that was kind of the glue that keeps the family together. So, could you imagine like if your stepdad and your mom had more children, you would still have to like speak with him because you're still family. That's part of the family still intact, I guess.
I don't know, Devin. I'm a little bit serious about my scissors. I gotta preserve my peace. So
I
if
respect
somebody's
that.
really, like,
I really
rubbing
respect that. That's awesome.
that's just me though, because I have 2 brothers, and I do love them. It just was very surprising to me when I ended up falling into that typical story about a stepfather. But I do see some stepfathers that they get a good deal. Like we can talk about single mothers who are outperforming single childless women. There's women out
That's
there doing
true.
it. But when I see these successful stepfathers, the house is clean, their belly is full, and probably some other things are empty. So they're catered to. It's just,
Some other things.
that's not
Yeah.
every man, that's not every woman.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
if you're going to do it, be dedicated because you got to get your kids a father.
And,
so
like-
put some effort into it.
And like what Fresh and Fit say, it's a matter of probabilities.
Yep.
And
That's right.
And to Kevin's credit, there really is a very few. The numbers don't work for
Right.
stepfathers, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, you have to get a really, really good deal. Ostrike, $5 says batteries are a red flag because they indicate number 1, pathological procrastination. Number 2, a lack of men's willingness to provide those resources she lacks. Wow. Let's continue.
My brother, he
here we
recently,
go.
well, he's been married for about 5-6 years now. The woman, she had 4 children, and then she gave him a daughter, and he's been, taking care of the household, taking all the.
This bitch had 4 kids. She gave him a daughter. So her womb had been used at least 4 times by at least one other man, and she gave him a daughter. Allie, I saw you react. What are your thoughts on that? That's crazy.
There's so many. I need a full breakdown real quick. This is the woman.
Let's
How
do
many
it.
children does she have total?
She has 2.
She has 2.
Mhm.
So what's up? Where's this number 4 coming from?
Well,
her
she said
brother.
her brother married. So we were talking about, is there an honor being a stepdad? And she says, well, yes, there is, because my brother's an example. So this woman's brother married a woman with 4 kids. She gave him a daughter. So now she has 5 kids by at least 2 different men, and apparently they're making it work.
That's ridiculous. This whole, you didn't give a man a kid. You said yes to having sex. And we control 100% of the people that are born in this country.
I love it.
What do you mean? You gave him a human. Like,
Yes.
It sounds like y'all made a human.
Yep.
Or more like she accepted the possibility of having another human in her life. Whatever.
You know, it's funny, man.
dumb.
Women pretend, women like this pretend that every time they lay down to have sex, it's with the intent of getting pregnant. All pregnancies are accidents. All of them. Very, very rarely are. The only time people are having sex with the intent of getting pregnant is when there's actual intent. But when people have sex, they're not thinking, oh my God, we're making love, we're going to bring another life into the world. No. 3 weeks later, she pisses a plus sign and they're both like, I guess we're doing this. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's a lot of women today too. Well, younger women, maybe
Mm-hmm.
older women. I don't know. Devin's Gen X. You could give us the scoop on your generation. Let us know what mistakes they made.
Feeling old all of a sudden.
No, not at all. Dang, I definitely just lost my train of thought. I'll come back to it. Sorry.
That's okay. You were talking about Devin's genetics, because Devin has really good genetics.
Oh, I'm talking about the younger generation, right? Some of these women are pregnant longer than they dated the guy, or like the woman is saying that they were dating, and the guy is just like, no, we hooked up. I mean, it's been a year, we're texting back and forth, but that's not a relationship.
No.
Sometimes you got to ask a guy in a room away from the woman if they're in a relationship, because
Yes.
he's next to her. He's probably like scared to death. It's scary if you get the wrong woman pregnant. Now he should have been wearing a rubber, but two
Man.
idiots can make a new idiot.
Hey, listen, it is, there's a difference between a mother and a mom. There's a difference between a father and a dad. Any man could be a father, any woman could be a mother, but it takes quality individuals to be a good dad and a good mom.
Care of all the kids as his, and I totally respect that.
No. I said the world.
The world,
The country.
the world, probably not. No,
Well, there we go.
So
people would be like, no, that's not your kid. So, hey,
so as a woman with 2 children, don't you think it would be important to know what a man would be signing up for? When I was coming up, men who married women with children got additional benefits in the world. They got praised. Today, men don't get praised. Today, let's have a. Do you have $2?
I do, yeah.
If you married a man, could he discipline your children like they're his own?
Yes.
And if that involved corporal
Get out of here.
punishment,
Listen.
meaning a whooping,
Okay, so now we're about to see how dumb she really is. Just listen.
he could do that too.
I'm gonna rewind this.
And if that involved corporal punishment, meaning a whooping, he could do that too.
I would be,
Here comes the beatboxing.
no, I would not allow the beatboxer, no.
No.
What?
He's talking about her stutter, and she's like, "What do you mean by beatboxing?"
Oh
she looked
my
like Biz Markie
God.
over here.
Yeah, right. Bismarcky. Damn, listen to this chick. What you know about Bismarcky? God damn.
My mom's from New York City, man.
Oh
So
my
there you go.
God. This chick, dude, you can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid. He asked her about corporal punishment. Shout out to Kevin, because he could have made her look really stupid and ask her, do you know what corporal punishment means? But he gave it. So he gave her the definition, and she still fucked it up. Let's continue.
No. He can, or he could, or he could not corporally punish your daughter.
Corporately, you said?
Corporately?
All right.
Oh my God. You know what?
She fell out of her crib.
Yo, like, and look at her face. Look at her face. She looks genuinely confused. Holy shit.
Corporal. If she needed a whooping, could he give her a whooping?
At this moment in time, no, I wouldn't feel
Thank you.
comfortable.
Thank you. See,
There
that's
it
what
is.
I mean. You ladies want men to come in and step in and be fathers, and they don't even get to do father stuff. There is no honor in being a stepfather.
Yeah, but she'd make him change that 9-volt battery in that goddamn smoke detector, though.
No,
wouldn't
she wouldn't. He would do it on his own. He'd bring the battery over.
Oh my
and
God, Jesus
do it.
fucking Christ! Like, honestly, if anybody's watching, like, listen, somebody go over to this woman's house and change her. Get her a pack of 9-volt batteries. Get her a pack of 9-volt batteries, and she probably has never even heard of a 9-volt battery. She probably thinks it's a battery. Probably 9 batteries. Give her a pack of 9-volt batteries and tell her when you hear the beep, change the battery.
Damn, man.
I get where you're coming from with that too, because I see like, a conflict of interest there, because it's like
God,
if you're choosing
conflict
to
of
marry a
interest.
man, right, and then you have children, he should have the say so to discipline those kids because he has to live with the children.
That's what should be, but that's not what happens. You just said it. That's just what
When
you
did
just
that
said.
change?
I mean,
When did what change?
When did stepfathers not be able to discipline children?
In the black community.
Oh, really?
Yes. Dude, black single mothers, and I don't know, this might be a white thing too.
I thought they let anybody
Oh
whoop on their
no!
kids.
Oh
You got
no!
aunties
Oh
and-
no! Black single mothers, when they're dating somebody, they don't let them touch the kid. I remember Kevin before he got big. He had a woman on here said, "Hey, can your boyfriend discipline your kid?" She said, Like the thought of him not corporately punishing your kids.
corporately.
Jesus Christ, Allie, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, I can't imagine that a woman would let a man who is not biologically related to the kid put hands on the kid.
It's so weird. Women will make excuses for an abusive man who's hitting their kids because they like love him, but let him be a good dude who just wants to discipline the child appropriately, and then all of a sudden they're
She'll call the
concerned. The
cops.
thing is too is like, right? And then there's a premise too. Let's just assume that men are abusive. That's not true. I mean, you don't have to. You're not gonna beat him like the color purple. Like, come on. And if he is, why are you with him?
There you go.
There's also a higher standard. It's like in minority homes, and probably the trailer park too. A woman can beat her kids as much and as hard as she wants.
Real talk.
But let somebody else, and,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden it's an issue. It's ridiculous. Like,
Nope.
just stop hitting kids.
And this is why being a stepdad is a thankless job. You have all the responsibility for the kid's upbringing. You have to pay for the kid. You have to provide for the kid, but none of the authority. And there are a lot of single moms out there who won't even let their boyfriends or stepdads even discipline their kids, even with their mouths, let alone corporally punish
Man, I got
them.
hit in school.
Damn, you got spanked in school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I never got
Yeah, my
spanked in
man
school,
too.
but okay. See, yeah, her fiance
Yeah,
is our
too.
age. Yeah,
I went to a Catholic school.
yeah. I
So,
got my listen.
Him too. I think, Catholic or something religious. So that's where he got his tail torn up. Yep.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That's right. Ostrike, $5 says, I wonder how many men came over to her house, smashed, and left without bothering to help with the battery. It's a 2-minute job. That's a very good question. And the fact that these guys haven't done it yet speaks to the kind of man she can attract. I mean, she's attracting ain't shit niggas because niggas ain't trying to deal with this chick.
men couldn't do that. So when I asked you, rent or own, you said I got to get myself together, money, and this other stuff. Men care about money after the other stuff is in place. You want a man that you would deal with
I can't.
at best would be a stepfather, and his
Uh-oh.
hands will be tied behind his back because
That's right.
he couldn't even raise the children to do what he needs to, and he wouldn't get a child. So what's the advantage of marrying? What's the advantage of owning a woman in your position? I can't get a kid, and I at best I can be the kid's friend. I can't parent them, but I got to pay for them like they're my own.
So I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself, So what I could have to offer like a man is that I have stuff. you know,
Execute Order 66.
Ah!
yeah, you know, the other
So what she's about to do here, yeah, you know about Order 66, Allie. So what she's about to do here is now she is going to give us her, I guess, sales pitch on what the man gets out of the deal for being with a woman with 2 kids by at least one dude with a beeping smoke detector.
man's like bank account as if it's my own. I don't, you know, if it's not in my bank account, then you know, that doesn't have anything
Oh, good. So you're going to leave his money alone. Awesome.
to do with me. And I feel like I'm a very equal person.
Oh, boy.
I compromise. I'm considerate, you know, and I'm able to, you know, look at the bigger picture. And sometimes, because I'm not perfect, so I'm able to see when I'm being wrong, and I'm acknowledge that.
Does what you bring to the table? Do you think it balances out the amount of investment and risk a man must bring to the table?
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. This woman thinks that everything she just said balances it out. Allie, what are your thoughts? Dude, like, what are we doing here?
Oh man, women, I gotta keep it 100. Like, women don't have a whole lot to offer men. I have something to offer my man, but at the end of the day, I'm not sure really how much that is. Like, he's told me that he saves about 3 hours a week from me making his lunch and things like that. But it's just consistent access to sex. Consistent, like, you don't have to question paternity. I
Right.
try to make your life better by the cooking and the cleaning, but still, it's not really a whole lot, you know. And I worked at a couple store,
Right.
and these women really, they don't understand, like, the technology out there for toys for men is revolutionary
Oh,
right
yes.
now.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
they can buy like robotic dolls. In fact, I think they made it really hard in the United States, in the West, I think maybe even the UK. They made it really hard for men to get the super top-notch electronic dolls. And it just makes you
Wow.
wonder, like, why? Women need to wake up, because if these men get these machines right, like, it's over for us.
I'm trying to
It's
tell
done.
you, it's the same reason why prostitution is illegal. If prostitution were legal in the United States, then that would force women to have to step up their game. Because if prostitution were legal all over the United States, then men really don't have a reason to mess with today's women. They can just go and pay and pay a working girl for sex and not have to deal with all the bullshit that comes along with it just because they want to have sex. So yeah, it's no surprise that they're not letting these super top-notch sex dolls come into play. And you're right, the technology is revolutionary even now. Can you imagine where these sex dolls are going to be in a decade?
Shoot, man, the marital rates are about to drop way down.
Really?
Yes.
A man must deal with you, and he does not get a lineage. His line is forever.
She does not know what a lineage. She doesn't know what lineage is. That's why she looks confused.
Ended. He can't have any. He won't get any children from you. That's
Well,
mass. Stop.
Well, I said speaking for me.
No,
specifically, I would,
no. You don't. Okay. We've already heard. We've heard.
yeah. Okay.
See
You
that?
can't go back.
Okay. So let's move forward.
No, you see. This is what's becoming a single mother. When you ladies become single mothers,
Uh-oh.
you do it the wrong way, and it's so hard. It's so stressful.
When he says do it the wrong way, he is talking about caring before you marry. Listen, it's marry before you carry. And this is why we have so many single moms, is because they're out here getting raw dogged by random niggas, then wonder why men don't want them. Your thoughts, Allie?
I mean, I got caught up in a little bit of a situation like that. So I called Kevin's show, and we were talking about marriage and reproduction. And this is my understanding, that my fiance was less concerned about child support versus like alimony. What I didn't
wow.
know as a woman was that I was so crazy, he was hesitant to marry me. So I can see how women get caught up on the whole, like, let me just give him a kid. It's not the smart thing to do, and you always have to think about the child first and
That's right.
foremost.
That's right.
But you can get lonely enough as a woman without any romantic prospects. You're like, well, maybe I'll just have a kid because they're gonna love me and give me attention. Because I think that's why I'm here today. So it's a very common story. People just don't talk about it because we can't talk about moms.
Let me ask you this. So you were that's why you weren't engaged yet, because you were crazy. How did you fix it? How did you get him to finally get down on one knee?
Basically, I just asked him, what's the problem? Because I could get a millionaire to marry me. And he looked at me dead in my face and he said, yeah, they would marry you, but they would send you right back once they got to know you. And I was like,
Oh, wow. Wow. And why
I
did
was
he
like,
say
okay.
this? Why did he say this? Clearly you knew he was clearly you knew he was accurate, but why would he say that? I mean, I'm
Well,
not
he
trying to
wants
ask
to-
you to indict yourself, but what kind of craziness did you
don't
have?
care. Oh, I just I had undiagnosed PTSD, so your girl was like super quirky, emotional, and crying all the time.
Oh,
It
wow.
like, didn't make sense.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, it's a lot better now. I went to treatment, but he
Good.
told me too that those kinds of men, they have access to debutante women.
Yes.
Who are like born and bred to be
Yes,
wives.
that's
and
right.
He's like, look,
Yep.
you just be reasonable about what you're asking. You want to be my wife? Here is a wife I'm looking for. And I was like, understood. I will get that done tomorrow, right away.
Wow. And you did it, and he proposed.
It's almost like it makes sense. It
Yeah,
works.
God forbid. He told you what you wanted. He told you what he wanted. You gave it to him. You got the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? Who knew?
But there's no real joy in being a parent.
Uh-oh.
What men coming in is to relieve stress.
Ooh.
And that ain't our role. We want a family. So a man would come in and have to do stuff. He'd have to be a stepfather and a husband. And like I said, he couldn't even really have full authority over children like they were his biological
Woo!
children. Because if you had a biological child with a man, you couldn't stop him from disciplining his own child.
That's right.
So you say the things you would bring to the table would balance all this significant risk. I don't know how you say that.
The answer is
when a man
no.
can go out and
It
find
absolutely would not.
a woman has no children
Mm-hmm.
and is willing to have children.
Absolutely.
And they bring the same things that you say to the table.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You didn't walk the dogs in that, did you?
I put a sweatshirt on and a coat on
All right.
and my boots. And then I just peed him, so we're going to have to take him back out.
All right.
What would be a better investment for a man?
So I really can't speak for a man because
Oh,
I'm a
here
woman.
we go.
And
Here we
And
go.
that's the
Yeah,
problem.
as
That's
a
the
single
say, stop
mother-
right
as a
here.
single mother,
No.
Don't do it.
And that's the problem. Because you ladies always think about it from your standpoint. I can't speak for a man. Well, you and other ladies need to take this lesson. Until you can start thinking from a man's standpoint and speaking from a man's standpoint, you
So, Allie, what he is talking about here, which is a better investment, a younger, childless woman or an older woman with a couple of kids? Now, part of the reason you're engaged to a high-value guy is because you're 26 and you don't have any kids.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that I kept myself in a decent position in the dating market. I had like a 45-pound weight loss too.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Well, the first time a man bought me a drink, he was blind, right? But then,
Wow.
But-
Okay. All right.
well,
Okay.
nobody told me I was fat, so whatever. I ended up losing all this weight, started getting like a lot of attention, and men were buying me drinks and things like that. So I didn't know that I stood a chance on the dating market. I just thought my fiance was attracted. I actually am attracted to him. I understand he's 50, but that's what rocks my world.
Yeah.
And just took it from there. I was just available. I don't think he would have pursued me if I had a child. I don't even know if I would have had time to pursue anyone
There
if I
you
had
go.
a child.
That's
There's
right.
a cost benefit. I mean, cost benefit now. Time opportunity cost.
That's
that
right.
happens when you have a child. Because how are you going to have time to date? Women have majority of custody majority of the time.
Yeah, just like we said, there is a cost. But in every sense of the word, women want all of the benefits without any of the responsibility or the cost. They want to be able to go out and date while also having children. Like, you don't have time to date if you're a good parent. So any single mom who's on a dating app or any single mom who is out on the dating market, she has to be a shitty mom, because to be able to date well, you got to be a shitty mom. That's just the trade-off. We'll finish this out here.
can't have a man.
I agree.
It's always from y'all's standpoint.
No,
So
I-
instead of unfortunately,
Uh-oh.
do you recognize you may have put yourself in a position to where you just don't get a man, a husband?
I do recognize that. absolutely. Because
She's capping.
Okay.
yeah,
So, if you don't get a husband, what does life look like at 60 years old?
what does life look like that? 60 years old. I don't really know what my
You guys are gonna love this.
sex drive will be at that time, but you know, it looked like a lot of traveling, enjoying life, being creative. You know, being social settings, being around like-minded people. You know,
What do you do for a living?
Uh-oh.
What do you do for a living?
right. So I recently became an independent financial professional, and I've been.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? That means
What was that? What do you have, Allie, on this?
Yeah, what kind of job is that?
Yo.
Okay, let me stop. That's like when somebody is a cart pusher at Walmart and they're like, I'm a cart relocation technician.
Right,
Like,
or-
just tell us what your job is.
Or if you're a paper boy, I'm a current events engineer. Like there's always a fancy word for it, but this is when it gets good because you're thinking what Kevin's thinking. Listen, watch.
that I'm able to help families by providing them with.
Okay, man. Let's. Okay, I'm a very smart man, and I know when I hear bullshit.
Oh!
Primerica or something like that.
No.
Okay. Do you have your life health 6 or 63?
Yes, I have my life.
Your life. Who do you sell life insurance for?
I don't. I sell life insurance for myself.
Oh,
Right. So you're not. So you're non-captive.
Yep, I'm a non-captive agent.
Right. And the upper earning potential on that is what?
It can be very well if you're willing to put in.
Yeah, ma'am. I know what you're talking about. So let's not play.
I'm not playing.
What state do you live in?
Oh, here we
I'm from
go.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, right. And how long have you been in this independent financial professional?
I'm sorry.
How long have you been in this independent financial
Oh
professional?
boy.
I just started a few months ago, actually.
Right. What did you do before that for a living?
I worked in property management for public housing.
In my projects. So she was a property manager in the projects, and then she decided to become an independent financial.
She sells insurance, right?
Right.
Supposedly freelance. I'm
Freelance.
not getting him.
Yeah. Just let's.
If anybody in the chat knows what this woman's job is, please let us know.
Oh, listen. Kevin's about to listen. She's about to reveal it.
Okay. So you worked for public housing? So for the state?
I still do.
So for the state?
Oh, so she's still a property manager in my
She
projects.
owns her own business, though.
But she's an entrepreneur, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So for the state?
CEO.
I work for state, federal.
Were you on salary?
No.
Hourly?
Yes.
Oh,
About what's the most you've ever made an hour?
The most I've ever made,
Hourly.
25.
25. So I have a little model that I use.
uh-oh.
That if a woman in roughly your position makes $50,000 a year,
Here we go.
$25 an hour, single with no children, and she makes that money from age 25 to age 65, and every year she gets a 3% raise for inflation for 40 years, and for every month she invests $200 into her savings. That woman at age 65, and if she had a life expectancy to 85, she would have a $750,000 shortfall.
So she'd have $750,000. She'd be $750,000 short of what she needs to retire if she works for 40 years, making $50,000 a year and consistently putting in $200 a month into an IRA. I would assume this is, and she doesn't have any kids, but this woman has 2 kids. I mean, is it over for this woman, Allie? Like what are we doing?
I think it might have been over from birth. That's why I right. Well, some women really the modeling is so bad that they may never actually have a chance at a functional marriage,
I'm trying to
relationship,
tell you,
children,
man.
what have you.
And it's sad.
You know, but I don't what is up with women not understanding retirement? Like it doesn't compute, and it's fine if you don't want to prepare for retirement. Okay. but marry a man who's gonna cover it for the both
There
of you.
you go.
Right?
There
That's
you
like
go.
that's like why I'm in my situation. I could keep going to school, I could get a job, but I want my job to be taking care of my man, and then I'm also gonna get a benefit. I'm gonna be covered for the rest of my natural born life.
That's all right.
That's why, like, I mean, I know people kind of like Ellie has high standards. Well, your girl's willing to work for it, so
That's
I
right.
don't really mind.
That's exactly right. Dev, your thoughts?
Men used to have pensions and women had marriage, right?
Yeah, right. But a woman's pension is no longer a man.
Well, these women, not these women, excuse me.
Uh-oh. What do you mean, you people?
Single mother in situations like this often who don't,
Black women.
who aren't really
The
not
blacker
just
the berry,
limited
the
to black
sweeter the
women.
juice.
You better listen to Shabazz. You better listen.
They're
This dude knows.
instead of
This nigga knows.
instead of seeing like men and husbands as their retirement, they're gonna basically think they're gonna rely on their kids. They're gonna live with their kids when they get old. They're gonna.
I hate that. I hate that so much. It is so ghetto for your kid to be your retirement plan. That is some ghetto stuff.
Oh boy. Listen, but see, this is why a lot of black men are going for
They just love them some blonde-haired, blue-eyed, pink-toed, pale-skinned, buttermilk complexion, iron and board backside, caucasoid mutanoid, decayed bitches.
we sure do.
In her retirement. That's a woman with no children.
Ooh.
You've got 2. So, presuming no husband and earnings roughly what you're making now,
Sirius on the Sharpstream side says now women can steal a man's pension through marriage. Yeah, exactly. That's why men are walking away.
are you going to have your $2.4 million needed to live from 65 to 85? Nope. 2.5 million cash at 65 years old.
That's the goal.
How are you going to do that?
Oh my
How
God.
much money do you think you'll need to make annually? And how much money
To make to have 2 million, 2 point, what was the amount?
2.4 million because you're 27.
2 point,
Oh my
Because you're 27 right now, right?
I'm
I
27
want
right
my
now,
brain cells
so
back.
Dude, this woman. So now this woman is feigning thinking about finances. Go ahead, Dev. Beatboxing.
You got 38 years.
need
You got 38 years
Pull up
old.
and calculate.
You got 38 years, and you
Right.
got 2 kids.
Yep, so 2.8 million a year you said, or just in general for retirement?
Yes, sir.
We love some chocolate black women. I love the black
Not to mention that
I
inflation.
want to say that the black woman is the queen of the planet Earth. She's the mother of civilization. That the black woman is the goddess of the universe.
Goddamn right, Shabazz.
Who
what
is
you
this
got?
guy?
What you
This
got?
guy's part of the problem. Who is this
Go ahead, Dev. What were you
Oh, my
saying?
goodness.
That's just
The blacker
that's
the
just
berry, the sweeter the juice.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to let you know. Trying to let you know.
I think inflation has risen about 7% this year.
Yeah, it's been high.
Yeah,
It's been very, very
so
high.
I mean,
yeah.
just think about this is just predicating that the economy is stable. Yeah, I don't think so. Her kids are her retirement plan. That's it.
I think
I
that,
mean, that's the only hope she has. I can't blame her. She ain't got no other option.
I mean, you feel me?
She probably gonna set her son up to live stream. Maybe
Oh
put her
my God.
daughter
Hey,
on OnlyFans.
that'd be. Oh my God, that would be terrible. But
Hey,
you know what?
man,
Listen,
was
this
it
is
Kristen Jenner,
who. Oh yeah, right, exactly.
right? Yeah, she figured it out.
This is and you know what? And my mom actually watches she watches my show every once in a while, and I'm very honest about my relationship with my mother. My relationship with my mom is not good. My mom put us to work for her, and she just all kinds of shenanigans. My mother turned 62 last November. She has zero savings. She has no savings. She
She got a bomb car though.
Yeah, she drives a clean ass Cadillac, which is something I told her not to get it. She bought it. My mother has no savings. She has zero savings whatsoever. So we know, the 5 of us understand. We understand that one of us is going to have to take care of her when she can no longer work. She's 3 years away from not being hired anywhere. Now listen, she's 62 and she looks great for 62. Hashtag black don't crack.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
But the bottom line is that one of us is going to have to take care of her in elder care. Now, I have a feeling the 5 of us know who that kid is going to be. Is it going to be me? Nope. Actually, you know what? Is it going to be me? I love you, Mom, but no, you can't come here. Listen, my mother actually lived with me and my ex-wife for about 3 weeks. I had to kick her out the house. So, yeah, your kids, and I think that is, this is the scourge for the single black mother. Single mothers who are black. This is why they have all these grandiose plans, and I'm going to make this and that and a third. It's because they know they're full of shit. So in the end, they still think the reason why this woman can take all these ridiculous chances with this business she thinks she's going to own and make millions of dollars, the reason why she can put stock in such a far-fetched strategy that's never going to work for her is because she's got 2 kids. She's like, you know what? If worse comes to worse, my kids can take care of me. And that is some bullshit.
You're going to need, okay, if you cannot work after 65, you're going to...
Theo Woff says, wow, I had to kick my mom out also. Yeah. The reason I kicked my mom out is because we were having a conversation about her having left us with our father to go pursue this crackhead nigga up in Detroit, right? Yeah, this is years later. My mother sat in my living room and looked me right in the eye and said, if I had it to do again, I wouldn't change anything. I said, Mom, you got to get the fuck out. I said, you need to leave.
Man.
I said, you need to leave my house. You need to leave my home before I say something I regret. I put her ass out. I locked the door and I called my brother. I said, yo, come get your mother because she can't stay here anymore. And I had a moving company. It wasn't even a moving company. I hired someone off Craigslist. They came by with a truck, put all her shit in there. I said, take it to this address. I paid him to do it. That was it. That's the last time my mother ever stayed with me. Fuck all that noise.
to need that money.
The life expectancy. Wait, okay.
Life expectancy is 85.
All right, so 60. So 85 minus 65, whatever that number is.
20.
Did this woman? Wait.
Good job, Devin.
Hold up. She didn't just say.
Like, did she ask for the square root of that? I mean, what's so hard here?
Hold on. I'm 44, so I might be a little bit hard of hearing. Let's run that back.
85.
All right, so so 60, so 85 minus 65, whatever that number is.
You know what, man? This whole young and dumb thing is starting to look more and more legit. You know what? It is possible that this woman not being able to subtract 65 from 85 to get 20, she might not have known that having unprotected sex produces children. What do you think, Allie?
Yeah. Well, I agree. So I have an aunt who she got pregnant at 14,
Ooh.
and I'm very serious. She did not know that she could get pregnant from sex. Had no idea.
Wow.
So I don't know what's going on in these public inner city schools, but somebody need to do something. Stop paying your taxes because it ain't working. It's not working. And then I know Donovan talks a lot about black single mothers and things like that. Like, look. There are problems within certain communities and cultures, and if Donovan was white and an academic, he could talk about it, or if Donovan was a black woman, he could talk about it. But because he's a man, he can't. I don't buy that, because the similar situations occur in my cultural community, and I come from a Latin Caribbean situation, and then all my girlfriends were going through similar traumas with their parents and their mothers. So there's something to it. You're not just saying it to say it.
I agree, but the one argument that I would make against them not knowing, especially if they live in the hood, if there's one thing they know in the hood, is that fucking niggas raw get you pregnant. They know this because dude, single mothers in the hood are almost always underage. How many times, like, honestly, you watch the NBA draft, you watch the NFL draft, you see some kid, Mr. First Round defensive back out of LSU, his mom looks like she's his age. I'm like, whoa, like, he's got a young mom. This kid is 21 years old, right, getting drafted into the NFL or the NBA. Mom's is 34, 35 years old. You're like, what the? All of these mothers are young. And so if you came up in the hood and you're looking around at all these pregnant young women, if anything, If anything, they know fucking niggas raw is gonna get them pregnant. So this woman is stupid. She ain't that goddamn dumb.
I don't know, like 13, 14-year-olds are pretty dumb, though. Like, I could give you two
That's what I'm
examples.
trying to say.
I can give you two examples. My
Okay.
niece didn't know that you didn't pee out of your vagina.
Well, I didn't know that until I was like 25.
She,
Like, dude, my
sad.
girlfriend actually had to show me. I was like, oh, it's a different. I mean, I didn't know,
she's like,
but did
how do
she
you
know?
pee with a tampon
So
in?
she
Like-
didn't have, like, but she,
Devin is right. I mean, there are women out there. That I don't know. I like. How do you not know? I don't know. You
listen,
need to stop
our
paying your taxes.
look, hold on,
And
hold
so-
on, hold
no.
on, hold on. Wait, no, hold on. Our culture is sex obsessed. We know the culture is sex obsessed. These kids out here don't know shit, but they know how to fuck. They know where babies come from. Listen, this bitch can't add, subtract, multiply, or divide. But I promise you she knows where babies come from. I ain't trying to hear all
Yeah,
that.
but they don't know anything about anatomy. Like, she just
What
learned.
does anatomy have to do
She
with
just learned that, like, she's like, you know what I learned in school today?
what did she learn in school today?
She thought that testicles were separate. Like, she thought there was two of them.
Oh, you're telling on Olivia.
And like,
Yeah.
and I teased the heck out of her. I was like, good
Yeah.
thing you learned that now, because you'd be like, how come all these boys only have one ball?
Yeah, so Devin's niece, Olivia, cute as a button. She thought, she doesn't watch the show. Hopefully she doesn't.
No, she does.
Sorry, Olivia. Olivia thought that testicles each had their own sack.
Yeah.
So she thought there were two sacks, which is a good thing because we know she's never seen a
Seen
dick.
one- yeah,
we know she's never
exactly.
seen a dick,
Yeah.
so that's
Exactly.
good.
Kind
Like,
of a good thing. Yeah.
I thought it was so cute.
It was hilarious.
I laughed so hard.
But guess what? Listen, Olivia might not have known that the balls are in the same sack, but Olivia knows where babies come from and how they get born. Am I wrong?
she knows.
There you go. That's my point.
You're right. They know they can get pregnant. They just don't know how.
They
hard
don't
it's
know
gonna be.
anything else. They don't know
single
nothing
mothers,
else.
They don't. Yeah, they don't really put it out there. Like, I'm struggling. I cry in my pillow every night. It's really hard. It's not that. It's like, these kids are my world. My kids come first. But then
Right.
they're like at the club, like an hour later.
Yeah.
So I don't really.
Do you know why? But check this out. This is interesting because we talk about young women who they know where babies come from, but they're unable to control themselves. It's the same thing when I was a teenager. Dude, I was a walking fucking hard on. All I wanted to do was fuck. The creator, the good Lord, whoever created us, it was necessary for the advancement of the species. You see, whoever created us, when the creator said, okay, when men are young, okay, I have to make them like, I can't give the young man enough blood to operate the penis and the brain at the same time, because if I did, he would know if I fuck this chick, I could bring a child into this world. Right? So when he doesn't have a hard on, he understands, okay, I don't want to have sex because I don't want to get anybody pregnant. He sees a pretty girl, all of a sudden his dick gets hard, his brain stops working, and he thinks, and it's funny, we laugh and we chuckle, but this is why the desire to engage in the act that creates other people, this is why it's so strong. So while Olivia, just recently found out that balls come in one sack instead of two separate sacks, if she meets the right guy and she really wants to be with him, of course she's not thinking about the future, not at the moment, because in the moment she's just thinking, I want this guy to be with me forever, and oxytocin, and the kid is just thinking about fucking. Then you get that post-nut clarity. Holy fucking shit, what have I done? You want to know why he has that post-nut clarity? Because now the blood has now moved from the cock into the brain, and now he's thinking again. And it's funny. We laugh and we chuckle because this is a very funny analogy, but this is the truth. This is why women and men. This is why women cannot exercise common sense when it comes to being sexually attracted to men outside of their relationships. It's the same reason why men, if they see a pretty girl, they want to fuck her no matter what. It's biologically necessary. Anybody have anything to add to that? No?
No, it's true. I asked my man about post-nut clarity because I know a lot about the manosphere, but some things I find out are new. And this post-nut clarity situation
Yes.
is new. Now, you talked about it more so with projects around the house, like telling your man when he's sexually frustrated, I really need this stuff done. Then he nuts. Then he's not into it anymore. I don't know if I should be saying that word.
That's okay. We're all adults here.
So, well, yeah. So he really just told me that post-nut clarity for him had been he would sleep with women and then he'd be done, and then he's like, I don't think I really like her.
Oh, dude,
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Every fucking time, dude. If you have a one-night stand or dude, there's so many girls I had a fuck buddy relationship with. It's like I couldn't wait to see her because I couldn't wait to fuck her. As soon as I fucked her, I'm like, okay, how can I get this bitch out of my house like as soon as possible? Hey man, that's just how it is.
That's true.
Let's finish this out.
20 years.
20
You gotta
years.
live for 20 years.
20 years. She couldn't do the math.
And you need that
Okay.
money at
And then
65.
time, so 20, right? And then, so you said 2.4 million, so I would have to divide that by 20 to find out how much that is annually, to then get one.
Oh, sweetie. Oh my God. Oh boy.
That's
And this woman is going to be a financial advisor. This bitch can't even add. This bitch can't add, subtract, multiply, or divide. She doesn't know the PEMDAS. She doesn't know the order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. She's never heard of that. She's thinking that's some sort of salutation to somebody's aunt whose name is Sally. But she wants to be a financial advisor. Oh boy.
it's about $200,000 a year.
Oh, $200,000 a year?
Ma'am,
240,000 if we're going to be exact.
you don't make enough money to you don't see
At this moment in time, I do
but
not.
no. That's the thing.
At this moment.
That's the thing. There's not at this moment in time. You didn't go to college, so you don't have
You
those kind
always
of.
need college to be
Oh,
successful.
excuse me. See,
Oh, here we go. You don't have to go to college to be successful. Allie, your thoughts? Here we go.
She's just being defensive and
Yeah.
protecting her self-esteem because she thinks that her education matters in ways that it doesn't. And also, let's be real, she's probably never going to go to school. Like,
Allie, I got
she's
news
probably
for
not
you.
going to do it.
Sweetheart, I think there's more than enough evidence. She probably never went to school. Like 85 minus 65, whatever that is.
Yeah, baby's so young too.
She's
That's a
not
fair
too-
point. Back in
she's
the
not
day,
too
your
bright.
parents let you drop out, so.
They should not have. Not with this chick.
this is what I mean, people. This is when they start to go off the rails because
I
the
love when Kevin stops talking to the guest and talks to the audience. That's when you know it's over.
math starts to defeat you.
Okay.
Ooh!
All right, I'll let you finish.
I've already finished.
I'll let you finish. Kevin Samuels, multimillionaire on his IG. Okay, Mr. Samuels, I'll let you finish. Awesome.
You're not going to have it. A single woman, most women cannot survive, especially a woman with 2 kids. This is why women in your position go for these entrepreneurial things.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know how long you watch my show.
Uh-oh.
It's usually some sort of insurance, healthcare, real estate,
Uh-oh.
or business owner, things that are undefined.
Right.
Versus if you go in an accountant,
Statistics.
what the bottom line is, man. The average black woman in this country, 74% of you earn less than $50,000 a year. You don't earn that kind of money, and ma'am, let's be real. You're not going to be earning $200,000.
No, she most certainly is not. Listen to this response.
Well,
You're not going to be. You're not going to be earning. You're not going to. You don't go from making $50,000 a year to 200 plus, and at 200,000, that means no kids. You still got kids.
Oh my
that's
God.
okay, but anything worth having. You have to
See,
work
see,
hard
they
for.
don't get. No, ma'am, you're just
Absolutely,
talking.
because I
You're
can-
just.
Wow.
You're just.
You got something?
No, I mean she's living off of those stupid quotes that you see on Instagram. What do they
Yeah,
call
the
those?
memes.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah, prosperity preaching is what Kevin calls it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll listen to this for a
She's
few
going to
more minutes.
manifest her man and her
There
money.
it is. There it is. She's gonna listen. She's gonna manifest her man. Would you like to know why?
I love the black woman. I want to say that the black woman is the queen of the planet Earth. She's the mother of civilization. That the black woman is the goddess of the universe.
That's why. That's exactly why.
Ma'am, you're just talking. At 65 years old.
It's so funny how uncomfortable Devin gets when I play that stuff.
The black
No,
of
you
the
be making
berry,
me
the
crack
sweeter
up.
the juice.
That is
You
Malik.
just got me scared because I'm still in the process of earning my black card on YouTube. So hopefully I'm working on it.
I'm gonna tell you.
Working
Listen,
on
YouTube never gave me my black card. As soon as that's how I actually started doing YouTube, to prove to everybody that I really am black. And there are
Yeah.
are those
They couldn't tell.
No, well, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and blame them for that. But there are those who, even after seeing me, they still say that I'm not black.
So,
To you, it might be seen that way.
no, I'm asking. Okay, do you have over $25,000 cash?
No, I do not. I have somewhat close to that.
No, she don't. No, she don't.
Oh my god.
She got $500. 500.
No,
Maybe.
listen. Look. This bitch has $14 in her checking account right now. That's what she has.
All right, fair
She's got
point. You're
$14
probably
in her
more
checking
right.
account right now. This bitch ain't got nowhere close to no $25,000. You want to know why I know that? Because you didn't have the money to buy a fucking 9-volt battery to change out that fucking smoke detector battery. That's why. Fuck out of here, man.
But
J Blaze 11 says, "Hang with Jen and you'll get a black card." Yeah, Jen's giving herself permission to call other black people niggas because she calls herself Afro. Well, yes, she calls herself Afro Latina, so she thinks that gives her a pass to call black dudes niggas. She quickly
It's the
learned.
difference between Fat Joe and Mark Anthony. Because she's ghetto, she can do it. I have problems because I talk like I received an education, which was, my family were like, oh, you talk really white. But
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like, you wanted a better life for me. You sent me to school. What did you think was going to happen? But I
Right.
can't be tossing that around. I got called a Karen once. I was like, okay, right?
Wow.
Like I am African, Native, and Spaniard. Like my behind is definitely not from the Spaniards. Okay, like I know who gave me that, and these lips too. Like I know where that came from.
Look, Ellie.
Anyway, glad
look.
Jen got her card.
I hate to break it to you, but in the eyes of the black community, you a white girl. In other words, you are
They
a.
just
Yeah.
love them some blonde hair, blue eyed, pink toes, pale skin.
My toes are yellow. Okay? I'm yellow. I am not pink. I'm yellow. Get it right.
You said yellow toes. All right, 30 more seconds.
But that's the point, man.
She's fucking
This
hilarious.
is just basic retirement and financial planning.
Hmm.
You don't save your way. You earn and invest your way.
That's
And
right.
you can't do it as a single
you gotta
woman.
earn
Be
more.
quiet. You can't earn more money because you don't have the skills.
Ooh,
What kind of professions pay women $200,000 or more?
It's the professions in the financial industry.
That's bullshit.
boy.
No,
Oh,
it's
boy.
not.
What profession in the financial industry?
As an independent financial.
Oh,
That-
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's not true. The average woman doesn't make $200,000 in financial
Oh yeah,
services.
no, not the average woman.
Well,
Absolutely.
man,
Oh, I guess she's not the average woman.
so you have to look
course
at
not.
the average.
Okay, so we're talking average.
I'm
which
talking
means that the
about
math-
you. I'm talking about you, lady who was a property
Yes,
management.
and I'm
I'm
not
talking about you. Yes, you are, ma'am. You're 27 with 2 kids, and you were a property manager at a project.
Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's where we are going to end this shit show. Allie, your final thoughts on this Kevin Samuels interview? I don't know. The floor is yours.
It's just female delusion. It's really bad. I have been burned so many times by female entrepreneurs in comparison to male entrepreneurs. These women don't understand that your product has to speak for itself and it has to be
right.
good or I'm not coming back. But it's also, I'm a CEO. Well, are you self-sustaining your finances on at least like $60,000 a year? Can you live off of your profession? Because that's the only way you can be a CEO. Not like, I got a lash business. I got $200 for my girlfriend. Like, get out of here. Go do something hard. Or join the military. If you're under the age of 35 and you're a broke woman, like I don't want to hear it if you're able-bodied. Join the military.
Join the military. The first thing that you need to ask a woman who calls herself a CEO, oh, you're a CEO, is your company publicly traded on the NASDAQ? Well, why is that important? Well, if you are the chief executive officer, you are in charge of the company. Your job is to make money for shareholders. And if you have shareholders, you are publicly traded on the NASDAQ. So again, I ask, Is your company publicly traded? Exactly. They love the name. They love the title of CEO just because it sounds good. There are not that many CEOs in the world. I'll give you the last
Queen
word, Allie.
too.
Say what?
Or the word queen
Oh,
is overused a
dude.
lot. Women just want to feel so much better than how. I think most people are like that, but when we
It's a bullshit,
facilitate
man.
these things with women, it's the women that suffer because they die childless and alone and confused.
Woo!
Now, I mean, the childless part, you can get dang near any guy to impregnate you.
Oh, yeah,
But like, it's the
yeah.
women who lose when you lie to them.
There
So
you go.
just stop doing it.
Allie, thank you so much for spending almost an hour and a half with us on tonight's podcast. One more time, tell the people where they can find your YouTube channel and your IG.
You can find me at Real Femme Sapien on YouTube. I make good content.
Yes,
I
she
actually
does.
take it pretty seriously.
Good. Good.
I just drop gems for women so that they can lead better lives. And on Instagram, I write little bits of articles, and I'm at Real Femme Sapien over there as well. So that's where you can find me.
Perfect. Allie V, ladies and gentlemen, she will be on the all-female panel, Not All Women, this Sunday afternoon at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dev and I will be in Miami, but we're still going to make that happen. Allie, thank you very much. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Allie V, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate her. We appreciate her stopping in and gracing us with her thoughts. Dev, what are your closing thoughts on this interview here?
Man, this is like every woman that Kevin interviews. It's just the same thing over and over again.
I feel like merch.
I didn't say it. I
Merch.
caught myself. How does this woman plan to be a financial advisor if she can't do basic addition and subtraction? That's what's killing me.
Well, she can manifest it, Dev.
Oh, well,
you didn't
yes.
know?
I
I
she
mean, I
can't
thought you
even-
knew.
Dude, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, women are lost. Women are lost. This is why. Listen, part 2. This is why black women are single. This is why they're single. Listen. Don't shoot me. I'm the messenger.